Hey everybody, it's Eric from the Retail Archaeology channel, and November's Yokoi Kids game is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Fall of the Foot Clan. And I figured, what better place to take a look at this game than at a New York pizza place, at the mall. This might be the most on-brand thing I've ever done.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan was released in 1990 by Ultra Games, which was Konami's second label. Now the story is nothing earth-shattering here, you just need to go rescue April O'Neil, so while the game's explaining that, I'll take a minute to explain Yokoi Kids, which is a Game Boy Game of the Month club that anybody can join, and you can find out more by following the links there at the bottom of the screen or down in the description below. This setup screen is very similar to a lot of the Ultra games, and we're going to go ahead and set the jump to A because we're not heathens. And here you can select which turtle you want to start with, and those are basically your lives. You have 4 lives. Each time you die, the turtle you're playing as gets captured, and then you can pick another one. Now this is a game that I didn't own as a kid, but I had a friend that had it, and I used to borrow it from him all the time. I actually really loved the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was a kid. I loved the cartoon, I loved the movies, and I loved all of the video games, including this one. This one may look very simplistic on its exterior, but it actually has a little bit of depth to it. For example, you can duck and throw some throwing stars there, so there's more than the standard attack, and there's also hidden bonus levels. This one's not very interesting though. Basically you have 10 chances to guess the number that Splinter is thinking of, and as we're going to see here, Splinter is a complete troll. See, it says to go bigger. But you'll notice I'm going lower. That's because Splinter tells you the opposite of what you actually need to do. What a jerk. Winning the bonus levels basically just gives you some points and refills your life, and you can see I got hit right immediately after the bonus level, so that was kind of useless. But like I mentioned, I did enjoy this game quite a bit as a kid. And I think one of the reasons why is because it's everything that I wanted those Tiger LCD games to be, but weren't. That's what I had before I had a Game Boy, was a lot of those Tiger LCD games. And then I got a Game Boy. And this game is very similar to those LCD games in that it's kind of simplistic, but there's just a little bit more added depth to it that makes it a lot more fun. And there's 5 levels in this game that you can play in any order, but to see the actual complete ending you need to play them in order, starting at 1 and going all the way through level 5. And to be honest with you, I don't remember if I ever finished this game as a kid, and playing this game now for Yokoi Kids, I couldn't finish it. I can get all the way to the 5th level, which is the Technodrome, but I get killed there. The game does start off fairly easy, and a lot of the bosses are also really easy, like Rocksteady here. I just stand in one spot and waggle my sword and eventually you'll win. They do get a little bit more challenging as time goes on, but really more of the challenge is actually in the levels themselves. The graphics are actually pretty decent too, especially in the cutscenes. And there's a cutscene between each level. After the end of each level, you get to pick another turtle to play as if you'd like to play as a different one. I like Michelangelo quite a bit just because he has that added animation there when he walks. He kind of flips his nunchuck around, but besides that, I don't think there's actually any difference between each of the turtles. There's actually some nice variety in level design and enemies as well. The game does throw a lot of foot soldiers at you, obviously, but each level does introduce some new enemies and new environmental hazards. I really did have a lot of fun making this video because it's 2 things that I enjoy. I really enjoy this game on the Game Boy, and I also really enjoy pizza. And I'll admit, I really enjoy Sbarro pizza in particular, even though some people think it's just junky mall pizza. I think it's good. Look, it's even got an on top of the truck level. Every good beat 'em up in the 90s had an on top of the truck level. I would highly recommend picking up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan if you're collecting for the Game Boy. It's not an expensive game, and it's actually pretty fun to pick up and play still, even today. I had a lot of fun playing it this month, and I was really excited when I found out it was going to be the game of the month this month. December's Yokoi Kids game is Kicks. or Quicks, however you say that, which means I'll probably have a video out on it in January. As always, everyone, thanks for watching. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out my video on the Yokoi Kids Game of the Month for November. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and also why don't you check out my main channel, the Retail Archaeology channel. And lastly, don't forget to follow there at the social media links because that's the best way to keep up with what's going on with both channels.